Hi there, welcome along to another video with me, Jennifer Kirk, here on my YouTube channel. It's good to have you along. And today, I know we're starting out here in the conservatory, but what we're actually going to be doing is having a step outside. And this is to do with the Garden Railway update. Just letting you know what I've been doing to make the progress to get to the point where these bad boys are going to be able to run around the garden. So they're sat here looking pretty, a bit forlorn actually, because I've got nowhere to run them at the present time. But work has been progressing outside at a great rate of knots. So come with me and I'll show you what I've been up to. It's been a while since I updated on the Garden Railway, and what you can see here is actually there's been quite a lot going on. That's all that's left of the 00 Garden Railway, the little hatches where it came out. I need to seal those up. You can see I've been building some walls. I need to do some pointing now and clean them up now that the cement's gone off. And then I can do some backfilling and start getting up to the level where the track bed would be built. Just cleaned up the brickwork. It actually comes up alright. It's not the greatest wall that was ever built, but not bad for a novice like myself. And the plan here is going to be that all of this will get built up behind with earth from the front. And then I can dig what would effectively amount to a trench and infill with concrete, which will be the track bed. And then I'll lay track on top of that. And I've got plans for a figure of 8 with that Meccano bridge will reappear in the middle to take the track over the top of itself. We've finished building the wall, cleaned it up. It still looks a little bit grubby, but it's not the best bit of workmanship that's ever been put into wall form, but certainly, if you excuse the wind, it's getting quite windy here today. They're cleaned up okay, and I think that's the secret to building a reasonable looking wall, is how you finish it off with pointing and also cleaning the bricks afterwards. The ones that are a funny colour at the bottom, they're actually bricks that I had hanging around for an awfully long time. And then the newer ones are slightly darker at the top. They'll probably all fade down to the same sort of colour. So you can see that the brick pillars that were very much a feature of the previous Garden Railway have been reincorporated into the new wall. You can see there's a couple up there, and then I've built this new structure to connect to these where, this is where the girder bridge went across. And then over there, hidden in the bushes, there's another 2 brick pillars, and I'm going to be looking at either building a wall, or actually what I might do is upended paving slabs along here, and this will just create a retaining wall to hold back an area behind, which is where I'm going to be putting an awful lot of the soil from the front. So you can see I've already started a little bit of the backfill there. It's not up to the top, but there's a lot more soil that can come through, so I suspect that I'm going to run out of space for the soil before I run out of soil, and there's actually going to be a hump in the middle because the track's got to gain elevation going round the back of that tree, probably around the back of that stump. By the time it gets to there, it's got to be high enough to go across that bridge, giving enough clearance for ultimately an SM32 live steam locomotive to also make use of these tracks. And then over here, probably use, I've got a lot of rocks from the front. There was a rockery, so I may actually build the rockery area here, and it will allow the track to sort of skirt round a bit of a hump, and we'll see what comes of that. And down here, these 2 rail chairs, I'll have to find a new home for them, probably somewhere over there to put them out of the way. We've got the track access stairs. These are what I built. There's actually a video on building these. They're still here, but you can see that they now form part of this retaining wall, and I've started moving some of the plant life as well. There's a bit of a hole there, which is where I dug out this juniper bush. It's quite a low crawling juniper bush. I dug out the ground there, made sure that there's plenty of reasonable soil that came from underneath it, and I've transplanted that in, so hopefully, fingers crossed, that survives. And that's part of the evergreen, slow growing, easy to keep in check bushes that I'd started planting out here. There's a couple more there, and 2, maybe 3 more over there, which I need to move around. In fact, those 3 over there I think are slower growing. There's several different varieties. You can see the different shades of green. These here as well, we've got to find a home for those. And this Montbretia, I've been pulling so many bulbs out. It grows like a weed in this soil. It's such the perfect soil for that plant. But I'm going to go over here so I can show you all of this from another angle. Excuse the rubbish quality brickwork. Believe it or not, there's actually 2 brick pillars there, and they do go down to the same level, so the height of that one there is actually the height of that. But what's happened is I ended up, this area here got backfilled a little bit, and so that brick pillar has kind of disappeared into the ground, but it's okay, it kind of stabilises the whole area. And there's some paving slabs up there which are just dumped because they came out from this area here. But you can see that it's quite forlorn now. What's left of the old garden railway just ends there. I did actually get pretty much all of the track back in one piece. So it served its purpose. I've got to get those 2. There's 2 upended railway sleepers there. They're what's left of the previous fence. And believe it or not, again, they are full height railway sleepers buried in that ground. So as you can imagine, they go down quite a way, impossible to get out, so what they'll probably end up having done is use a chainsaw to cut them off at ground level, and then as the ground level gets built up closer to the bottom of the wooden panels there, they'll just disappear. They'll be somewhere underground and bury and forget. But you can see here as well, there's a bit of a mess on the back of that wall, but it doesn't matter because that's all going to get covered up. I will infill to the top, start off with soil, that will settle down, I'll squash that down, and then what I'm going to do as well is there'll be a concrete roadbed going in here. I can't remember if I showed you in the last video what sort of state the old garden railway sections were in. This is some of the wood that's still yet to be broken down for disposal, but you can see that it had gone pretty rotten, and that's as it came out, it just disintegrated, and a lot of it actually was not too bad. You can see here all of these sections have held up really well. So a little bit of water started to get through there, but yeah, by and large, some of it really bad. You can see here that's completely shot. Other bits pretty much like new, a little bit discoloured from dirt from the garden, but it did alright. I'm back indoors now, and we're all battened down for the winter in here. I just rolled the blinds up. It looks cold and miserable. I've really got to sort out that vegetable garden. But the view from the conservatory is my ugly wall. It will mellow over time, and there's a way of covering it with moss, lichen, things like that. I'm told if you smear it with yogurt and leave it, then for whatever reason, things like lichen likes to colonise it, so that may be a way of toning down and disguising some of the construction, but that's going to extend all the way across, and there will then be tracks on top of that, so you get an idea of the kind of elevation that the garden railway is going to be at, and it's probably a good 2.5 to 3 feet above the actual natural ground level, which is, there's another step there going even further down. So the garden is terraced, but on the other side of the fence it's actually quite a big drop. It goes back down to the natural level. So there's a lot of soil there all built up. and actually makes it really good for growing stuff. It's why we've had a lot of luck with the vegetable garden. You can see the onions there, they've all gone to seed, and the potatoes. We never actually harvested the potatoes, but it's not really a big problem because all it means is that there'll be a better crop next year, and you'll end up with a patch of potatoes that will just keep on giving. But for now I'm going to settle down indoors and contemplate the next move on the garden railway. So don't forget to like this video, share it too, and also subscribe to the channel, and you'll be the first to know about new videos as and when they go up. But thanks again for watching. Stay tuned, there'll be more updates on progress with the garden railway as and when I get work done. Very, very busy, and the weather doesn't always play along. But it's all going to come together, and it's going to be good fun. Maybe we'll be able to plough some snow before the winter is up. I know last year the final hurrah for the garden railway allowed for some ploughing in the snow with double O, so we'll see just how much more effective O gauge is. But until then, you take very good care of yourself. This is me, Jenny Kirk, saying bye for now. Today's video has been brought to you in part thanks to the generous donation of my fans on Patreon. And a special huge thanks goes out to Anthony Kidson, Mark Anthony, Michael Churchwood, Mark McShane and Bob 310. If you'd like to help support the show, head on over to patreon.com/Jennifer Kirk. Thank you. Today's video has been brought to you by my books, Bringing Home the Stars, Twinkle Little Star, and also you can get the complete comic collections of All Over the House, Books 1, Books 2, and also the wacky zany Life of Knob T. Mouse. Thanks, and catch you later.